Yeah, what's up? Yeah, this is for Cyrus, the student of life. Look, man, it's cool what you're doing. I watch your stuff. I subscribe to you. You know what I mean? You trying to teach people. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, life is made out of carbon, but I want you to understand that carbon is abundant. It's everywhere. You see what I'm saying? It's everywhere. Carbon is everywhere. As an element, carbon is everywhere. The reason why we are made out of carbon is because the earth is made out of carbon. Right. Now, what you need to know, Cyrus, is this. Every element that you find on the planet, you also find in the human being. Not only do you just find it in the human being, but you also find it in direct proportion. Pretty much. As you say, you've got 70% water on the planet, and the body is also made out of 70% water. The amount of calcium in your body, in your bones, is the same amount of calcium also found on the planet. The amount of zinc, iron, also, all these things in your body are also found on Earth. Now, this is the thing. We are made out of the Earth. You see what I'm saying? Now, what is the Earth made out of is the question. You see what I mean? Now, the Earth itself is a living being. You see what I mean? The Earth itself is a living being, yes. And we are when you understand that macrocosm aspect of it, yes. We are that. We are the Earth. We are. Now, ancient stories. Because you can go with geologists and the Big Bang, but I don't think that's what you came here for, is to say you want to know about the Big Bang. Because if it's about the Big Bang you want to know, go study the Big Bang theory. You know, how they say things came to be, right? From the smallest and then ever expanding universe, and how all the elements are being created, including even the sun, how hydrogen, new electrons, neutrons, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. That's why they need a lot of theories and theories and theories and theories, and now they actually need quantum physics to try and extrapolate any sense into it. Right. You've got then the ancient stories, African ancient stories that the Greeks stole, and then they started to make their own. The Greek mythologies is to say, Gaia, Earth, a Titan, a she, for what is worth, a Titan, right? But her condition right now, I'm not sure. Is she dying? She could be dying because of what we are doing. Because this is the thing. When you hear the gods of Egypt, when they talk about the gods of Egypt, they will tell you that the difference between them and us is that they had blood in their gold. And you could also see, if you watch the recent movie, you can see that, okay, one of the major differences was height. Right? Forget that they make them white people, you get me? Make everybody black there, you get me? And anthropomorpho, human character stories, or animal human character stories, cosmology, them kind of things. So, the story, pretty much, of the gold veins, because when you're mining, that's what they even call them. They call them veins. Don't you find that peculiar that they call them veins, right? And then they call the Amazon forest, they call them the lungs of the world, so to speak, right? So, I don't really know what condition Gaia is in. You get me? But that's my take on it. Like, we are living on a giant. We are living on a giant. And she fell. She fell. Now, she hasn't gotten up yet. That much I know. So, because there's no movement, you don't feel any movement, but sometimes you do get quakes, you do get earthquakes, You get me? You do get earthquake sometimes, and you do get tremor sometimes. You get the rumbling of the stomach sometimes. You do get that. So it's very difficult for you to understand. But if you can imagine yourself, right, and the cell, the difference between you and the cell. A cell is it's a living organism by itself. You get me? It's a complete living organism by itself, a cell. And how complex it is and how small it is. And then you compare the cells that it takes to make you. And then also when you look at real evidence of giants, this is the evidence that they try to hide. Real evidence of giants. Forget them aliens and whatnot. There's no real evidence of that. They could be there. Who knows? But what I does know is you had giants. And giants, I'm talking giants, titans, for real. From 11-foot giant to 150-foot giant to even bigger than that. Because if you're talking about the giants that were killed on this planet, they are huge because they are big like mountains. In fact, they are mountains. When you look at the mountains today, some of them they are giants. You look at them closely, they are giants. Or even these pegs or pillars, they'll tell you it's a petrified tree. No, it's not a petrified tree. You can see that it's tendon right there, or it used to be a leg, right? You need to look up this thing called Elephant Islands on YouTube. You need to look up this guy called Mr. Mad Fossils on YouTube. Because the thing is, Mr. Mad Fossils here, the science, and like I said, we did geography back in school in Zimbabwe. I don't know if you guys didn't get educated like we did, but we got British standard education in Zimbabwe. And things like that, geology, were explained to us. Fossils, especially to do with burning of fossil fuels, because we also have coal in Zimbabwe. And we were told how coal was formed. This is through organic life, that got squashed and through pressure, right? And, liquefies, and then from liquid, some of it turns to gas, and then from gas, you get your natural gases. And then, the process continues, you get coal, and then the process continues, and then you get carbon, right? And then from there, that's when you really get the pure diamond. So that's why they say, pressure makes a diamond, you get me? That's why they say, that's what we say in Africa, pressure makes a diamond. So we don't mind the suffering, you don't get me? Because pressure makes the diamond. That's something we've always known, right? So kudos for you on putting 2 and 2 together for yourself. That's the thing, you put it together for yourself, you get me? Some of us, we learned this in school, books. You pick up any decent geography book, it should be explained, that's how you get natural. That's why they call them limited resources, like they are not renewable or non-renewable resources from your renewable resources. So anyway, that's the thing. Some people like me who believe Gaia is alive, we actually believe that's her blood right there. You got red blood, she's got, black blood, you get me, carbon. She's got the pure thing. You've got Fe, she's got carbon to the core. So you actually find that most geological features, most rocks, actually, if you look at them, these are body parts. They are body parts with fascia on them. And if you have ever had the pleasure of dissecting meat, because this is the thing of growing up in Africa, as boys, once in a while when you get hungry, you kill a goat, and when you skin a goat, you get you get to know how tendons look like, how muscles form, how they join, how they meet up to the bone. Now, because you grow up in America and the West, your meat is packaged for you, so you get your meat out the freezer. So it's different from when we grew up in Africa. We slaughter our animals, right? Even chickens, we slaughter them. So by the time I was 10 years old, that was my job, slaughtering chickens every weekend, no big deal, right? 14, 15, there's 5, 6 of you. When there's 5 or 6 of you, it's enough for you to eat a goat. So you can get a goat and eat it. You just don't do it by yourself. But if you're a grown man, no problem. You still like to eat goat, sheep and cattle, But cattle is usually once a year, depending. But when you need meat, you need meat, and game is where we used to hunt, plenty of game we hunt. So yeah, kudos, student of the life. There's more to learn there, whatever you need, holla at me, because I'm a student of the life too. You get me? That's where I am. That's why I came to your channel. Look at what you got to say. I go in everybody's channel. Look what they got to say, if it makes sense or not. You get me? And I usually comment or I don't comment, whatever. You get me? But you seem to be trying to touch into Africa. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Get deeper with it. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's true. It's true. What you're saying is true. But I'm just saying, that it's because actually carbon is everywhere. That's why we are made out of carbon. Not that we as living beings are putting carbon back into the earth. The earth is made out of the stuff. The stuff is everywhere. That's what I want you to know. That's why we are made out of the stuff. You get me? Silicon is also everywhere. That's why our skin is also made out of the stuff. So we are made out of a combination of every element that you find on the planet, all right? And then, you got the water, you got the fire, you've got the air, and then you've got the earth, right? And then you got these things combined, and then you've got the soul, right? You got the life, as you like to call it, the life. So these elements, and then, put them together, then you get the life. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm with you when you talk about creating your reality, especially with these Christians who be waiting for Jesus. That's what they be doing in the afterlife, and I don't think they mind waiting. You get me? They've been waiting so long, they can wait. No big deal. You do create your own reality, and your dreams try to show you that. Definitely your dreams try to show you that, because very few people are aware that they are dreaming. Most people are aware that they were dreaming after they wake up. You see what I'm saying? Now, for people like me, it's been a long time since I had an unconscious dream. I always walk into my dreams. I'm always conscious that I'm dreaming. So, it's no big deal. I'm God in my dreams. I do as I please in my dreams, you get me? Nothing scares me in my dreams. Power. So, there's a big difference there. It takes time. Well, to learn the trick, because with me, I started by using doors. Like every time I get into a door or pass through a door, I ask myself, in the now, am I awake? Am I asleep? Am I awake? Am I asleep? So you keep asking yourself that repetition until you get it into your system. Like subconsciously, when you just pass through a door, you ask yourself. So what happens now is when you're fortunate enough to dream the same thing, when you get into your dreams and you ask yourself in your dream as you pass through the door, am I awake or am I dreaming? You can get to the point where you realize, I am dreaming, and you are aware that you are dreaming, and there you have the control. Now that's where all this stuff and television and all this programming, that's the part of you they try and destroy, or that's the part of you they try and control. That's subconscious. So you are not in control of your own dreams. So the moment you are not in control of your own dreams, you're also not in control of your own reality. That just goes with the other. It's the other you, That's the real you. You get me? That's the real you. Because usually how it worked, right? When you are not contracted and you are not put to task, and you're not supposed to work, were you to be put back in a natural order, as a woman perhaps waking up, you would wake up to fulfilling your dreams. Because of the routine you have in your life, you dream. Your dreams are not out of your control. You see what I'm saying? The thing is, television controls your imagination to the point where when you are imagining things that you've seen on television as if you are there. Buildings, cars, and people, and strangers in your dreams. Now, when you grow up in a village, like an African village, where you're mostly secluded and you know everyone, it's very difficult for you to dream about someone you don't know. You usually dream about people and things you know. So it's always relevant. Your dreams are always relevant. So when something untoward happens in your dreams, you can actually pinpoint it as to say, and maybe then you get a visitor, because someone was thinking of you, wanted to make a visit. So in that dream state, that person was thinking, I want to go and see you tomorrow, and you're in your dream state. So there's a meeting, because that person shares the same similar, if the person is viewing you, they want to come to you, they picture that in their minds. So they know you've got 2 chickens and what, you got your 2 little daughters and this and that. So they hold you in their mind. So you are going to sleep as usual. You're thinking about your surroundings as well. So the intrusion of that, and you meet, so you know so and so is coming to see you because you dreamt of them, because they were thinking of the same thoughts. So like our frequencies kind of match, with only one difference. See, that stands out. So then you know. So those things are intuition and what, they're kind of still alive. But because of television and radio and books, the books as well, the fantasy novelty books, those damage your mind, because you fantasize about the wrong things and you imagine the wrong things and you want the wrong things, unnatural things. You see what I mean? So that's just expounding on some of what you talk about there. So, student of the life, and this one's for you. Thanks. Keep doing what you do.